Thank you for coming back to my video. Hope you enjoy it. Tien's husband's father suddenly appeared, bringing with him an apology and an unexpected act of redemption. But what is even more shocking is the secret revealed about the late husband, a secret that can change everything. The old diary, the unfinished warning, and the shadow of the past are rising. Will Tien have enough courage to face it? How will Jack react when the truth is gradually revealed? Watch now to discover the whole shocking truth, bringing with him an apology and an unexpected act of redemption. But what is even more shocking is the secret revealed about the late husband, a secret that can change everything. The old diary, the unfinished warning, and the shadow of the past are rising. Will Tien have enough courage to face it? How will Jack react when the truth is gradually revealed? Watch now to discover the whole shocking truth. When the news of a strange man temporarily staying at Tien's farm began to spread, the villagers began to stir. In the market, where Tien had just left some pumpkins the day before, whispers began to rise. Who did Tien bring back again? A fishmonger spoke up. I heard it was her ex-father-in-law, but I don't know if it was true or not. And strangely enough, her husband's family had disappeared as if they had never existed. Someone saw him working in a team of workers in the mountains. Apparently he had an accident and disappeared. They thought he was dead. A storm began to arise from seemingly harmless rumors. That afternoon, while Jack was hoeing and cleaning the ground with some workers in the goat pen, a middle-aged man in the village, Mr. Hung, who was a friend of Jack's father, came to the porch, looked closely at the old man sitting quietly peeling beans. Mr. Hung's eyes were startled for a moment. Mr. Dung, is that Mr. Dung? Tien's father-in-law looked up, his eyes tired and surprised. A moment later, he nodded. It's me, it's been so long. Mr. Hung was shocked, turned to Jack, his voice trembling. Oh my God, do you know? Years ago, he was the head of a construction engineering team in the Highlands. At that time, there was a landslide. Many people thought he had disappeared. And yet, he ran away? The whole space seemed to freeze. Tien walked out of the kitchen, holding a basket of vegetables in her hand. She stood still when she heard Mr. Hung speak. Her father-in-law bowed his head, his hands trembling. I didn't run away. I was seriously injured, lost my memory for almost 2 years. When I woke up, it was too late. A tear rolled down his cheek. Silently, no one said anything. The wind was still. Jack looked at the man in front of him, an indescribable feeling rising in his heart. He slowly walked over, placing his hand on his shoulder. There are things that can't be taken back. But if you've spent your whole life trying to find them, then your family is still there. That night, in the small house on the farm, the wind blew through the crack in the door, making the oil lamp flicker like a person's heart. Tien's father-in-law, Mr. Dung, still hadn't slept. He sat on the porch. Tien stepped out, holding a thin towel in his hand. Dad, haven't slept yet? The wind is cold. Go inside and rest. Dad. Mr. Dung looked at her, his eyes full of regret. Tien, I owe you. If you allow me, I want to do something to make up for it. Not just with words. Tien was silent. She sat down next to him, listening to the sound of crickets chirping in the distance. Her father-in-law spoke slowly. When I was still the chief engineer for a mountain construction team, I contributed capital with a close friend to open a stone quarry. Because of memory loss, my papers were lost. I thought I had lost everything. But a year ago, that friend found me and kept the profits for me until now. He paused, pulling a stack of papers from his worn backpack. This money is enough to rebuild the entire farm. Not Jack's money, not pity, but redemption from Dad himself. Tien opened her eyes wide, her trembling hands touching the papers. Before she could speak, he continued, "You deserve a new life. Decent and peaceful." She burst into tears, not because of the money, but because of the seriousness and sincerity of a man who had spent most of his life searching for redemption. The next morning, Jack came to visit him early. When Mr. Dong handed over all the papers and his intentions, Jack was silent for a long time. He squeezed his hand and said softly, "I thank you on behalf of Tien, and I also ask you to allow me to continue the journey with her." Mr. Dong smiled, his eyes showing a bit of peace for the first time. But when he thought everything had calmed down, Mr. Hong, a close friend in the village, suddenly came to find Tien. He brought an old wooden box that was found under the old house that Jack and the construction team had just demolished yesterday. In the box was a diary. The cover clearly stated, "Dong, the last days." Tien trembled as she opened it. The blurred lines appeared. "If anyone reads this diary, I might not be alive anymore. I know someone is following me. My father's story, the story of the quarry, is not as simple as what he said. I'm afraid someone wants to cover up the clues." The last line stopped halfway. Tien was stunned. Jack squeezed her hand tightly. "You are not alone. No matter how many secrets the past has, I will accompany you to the end of the truth." In the distance, Mr. Dong sat on the porch. His eyes suddenly stopped at the hill where he had lost his mind. Maybe, the truth has not been fully told. And from here, a new door opened. Not only was it a chance to make amends, but it was a journey to find the truth that could shake this peaceful village.